Hi folks, the Filipina P here. And although most of you expect me to give you humor and smiles every week, that's just not on the menu today. I've discovered a situation here in the Philippines that needs to be exposed to the light of day. A situation so heinous that it's sure to shock and appall you. You probably wouldn't expect such a thing to happen in your country, but I'm afraid it's happening right now in mine. In various chat groups, at this very moment, you can actually purchase a human, a baby, for as little as $400. I recently went undercover online, and I need to report what I found. Get ready for the mother of all truth bombs as I investigate. Babies for sale. "36% of the babies born in the Philippines are unplanned, and while most mothers, either single or married, raise their offspring the best way they can, some women choose to give their child up for adoption. When the situation demands it, there's nothing wrong with that option, and many couples who can't conceive a child on their own are overjoyed to have the ability to give an unwanted child a new home and a chance at a better life. And God knows we need as many bright futures as possible here. But in a system rife with abuse, what happens when a young woman realizes that she can profit from such an arrangement, and an adoption becomes a transaction? Is it a symptom of economic desperation? Is it inhumane? Is it evil? Or is it all of the above? In the Philippines, it's legal to adopt a child from a birth mother, as long as it goes through the proper government agency. There's nothing wrong with communication between parties beforehand, and adoption groups have sprung up on different social media sites as a way to advertise the fact that a child is available. By law, as long as there's no compensation, no money changing hands, and the necessary paperwork is processed, the adoption is legal and above board. But one quick trip into the online world of Filipino adoptions will tell you there's a lot going on under the table as well. After becoming aware of this issue, I decided to pose as an interested party looking to adopt a child. What I found was shocking, as I discovered that for as little as 20,000 pesos, around $400, I could walk away with a baby. No paperwork, no birth certificate, nothing but the child. So how does that work? How can someone just take a baby and go? This is how it works. In the Philippines, it's often the case that the children are born without proper birth certificates anyway. And if you just go to a church, pay the fee, and get the child baptized, you can apply for a birth certificate. No DNA tests, no proof that the child is yours, and it doesn't even have to be a baby. Someone can use the same system with a 10-year-old. I don't need to tell you what that could mean in terms of human trafficking and sexual slavery. So how do I know this is occurring? Because I entered a few of these chats and dug up the evidence myself. Many of the posts appeared legitimate, and most of them probably are. But once contact is made, it can become obvious what the real motive is. The following is a transcript of one of the conversations I had online. On the advice of legal counsel, I've omitted the names and changed a few of the details. I'll also translate it into Tagalog, so my local viewers can be made aware of what's going on right under their noses.
Hello, naghanap ako ng maampon na bata.
Hello po, taga Laguna ako. Naghanap ako ng mag-aampon sa baby ko.
Kailan ka manganganak?
Sa Nobyembre.
Okay lang ba sa tatay na ipaampon mo si baby?
Wala nang tatay, ako na lang mag-isa.
Unang pagbubuntis mo ba to?
Hindi, may mga anak na ako. Hindi ko sila kayang buhayin dahil sa kahirapan.
Ilang taon ka na ba?
32.
Ano ba ang hinihingi mong kapalit ng bata?
Ikaw, ano bang kaya mong ibigay?
Ikaw anong gusto mo? Ikaw naman ang magpapaampon kay baby eh.
May mga bayarin kasi ako dahil sa pandemya. Kailangan ko ng 27,000 piso.
Sige, pag-iisipan ko bago kita abisuhan.
Sige, i-contact mo ako kagad ha.
That's right, folks. For just $550 in this case, I can have myself a baby. No questions asked. Sometimes they'll agree to meet in a parking lot or other public place, exchange cash for the baby, and go their separate ways. But what's the motivation? Well, in most cases, women are just looking for a better home for a child they're incapable of caring for. In other cases, it's a woman who can't keep her child but also wants to make a little money off the deal. But I can't help but wonder if there aren't some unscrupulous individuals that purposely have a child with the intention of selling it. Prices for babies can go as high as 100,000 pesos online. So why worry about birth control when you can ultimately profit from the act? One woman had sold 3 children in a row. Now the first might have been an accident. Having a second child might have been irresponsible. But by the third child, it's a business. One person actually wrote, "I'm not selling my baby. I just need money." In what universe does that logic make sense? Well, it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't have to. For people like this, it's all about the cash. And you might think these ads are hard to find and hidden under layers of security and screening. The truth is, they're easy to find on a very popular social media site. You can locate these groups yourself in about 60 seconds. So what should we do about it? Well, I'll tell you what we can't do. We can't ignore it. Anyone that sees a suspicious post can alert the DSWD, the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Law enforcement and the Philippines government has its hands full, but it does try to combat this situation. Unfortunately, it's like swatting flies, and when one person is caught, 2 more take their place. And I don't know of a permanent solution, but just like with widespread poverty, it doesn't mean we have to give in to it without a fight. And if any YouTube channels want to attack a perceived evil, instead of attacking each other, why not tackle this situation? I assure you, it's far more pressing and urgent than what some channels spend their time bickering about. Why not come together as a community and take the fight where it belongs, where it can do the most good? I've already begun. This has been Reporter P, delivering the news from the trenches. It might not be the news you want to hear, but it's the news you need to hear. And don't worry, I'll be back to my old happy self next time. I promise. See you then. Hey guys, I have horrible news. So this is Mingkai, the kitty I showed you on the last video. And yesterday she gave birth to 2 stillborn kitties around 3 p.m. and after 5 hours she gave birth to a 3rd stillborn kitty, and my heart is so broken at the moment. I'm so worried about her. I stayed up late last night. Pretty much I stayed up all night with her because she's bleeding non-stop. And I think there's another kitty inside her belly, so I'm going to give you a little update after we see the vet. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. So a couple of days ago, I prepared a box for her filled with towels so that when she's due, she'll go to the box and have the babies there. But yesterday while I was working, I think she's more comfortable next to me, to her mama. So instead of going to the box, she jumped onto my bed, and that's where she started giving birth. And oh my God, it was blood all over the place. And now I think she peed on the blanket because she's so scared. She was shivering the whole night. I called in first thing in the morning, and then they said their schedule is full for the morning slot. But I asked them, please take us in because it's an emergency, because I'm really worried that there's still another baby inside her tummy. And I gave her food and water, and she barely ate. And I don't know, guys. My heart is broken. The 3 kitties are dead. This poor thing. So she really likes to cuddle with me. And oh my God, I wasn't expecting that there's another 3rd stillborn kitty, because after 3 p.m. she was like exhausted and she just wanted to lay down next to me. And last night around 12 midnight, I was kind of stimulating, I was kind of rubbing her belly, and then there it goes, the 3rd stillborn kitty. So after she gave birth, she was like roaming around the bed. She was crying because she's looking for her babies. Had to bury the 2 stillborn in the afternoon, but the 3rd one was the challenge because it was in the middle of the night and it was pouring rain last night. I had to wait, and I couldn't bear the thought that she's really crying for her babies, and I can still feel that there's a lump in her stomach. And she's very weak, and she's very needy, which is understandable. She just had a horrible experience. She's going to be fixed as soon as possible. We just have to wait for the vet's advice. I know, baby girl. I know. It's okay. It's alright, baby girl. She likes the smoochies, she likes the kissings. I know. I was just like rubbing her tummy because mura siyag in pain ba, so murag na-relax siya. She's actually the one offering me to rub her belly. And then all of a sudden the baby kitten popped out. Oh my God, I was
katong
last na. Yeah, like katong third na. Katong third. It's okay. It's okay.
Just hold the cat like that.
Like that, huh? It's okay, baby girl. It's okay. Mama's here. It's okay, baby girl. You'll be good. You'll be okay. It's okay. Making sure that there's no baby inside, okay? No more baby. Just to make sure. She was like shivering last night, Doc. Like I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then it's in the middle of the night and we don't have emergency vets available. So, oh God.
So there are 2 kittens that came out, right?
2 around 3 p.m. and then the 3rd one around 12 midnight.
So 3 kabok, and
Tulo.
all of them are dead.
All of them are dead. The 2nd one, Doc, was kind of moving and like gasping for air, but it died. So guys, we're home, and good news, according to the vet, there's no kitties left inside her tummy. So Minkai is not in any immediate danger. That's very good to know. And the vet told me she has to go through this special diet and vitamins so she'll recover fast. And I have to keep her for about a month inside or indoors because we don't want her to get pregnant again. And after that, we'll have her spayed. And guys, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to those people that offered to adopt a kitten. But sad to say, that's no longer viable due to this horrible experience. And I'm going to see you again in about a few days with something new. Again, guys, thank you and have a good one. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your waitress, bringing hot, fresh content to the table and serving it to you every week. The only thing I ask for my hard work is that you leave a small tip in the form of a thumbs up on this video, a subscription to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you know when your next meal has been served, and asking you to share this video with friends. I promise, it'll only take 10 seconds to do, and your tip will make my day. You don't want to stiff your waitress, do ya? And for dessert, please enjoy my other videos too. See you real soon!